or the tribe that had been living in these islands for thousands of years. And their tribe, they are the original inhabitant of southern Palawan. So if you're familiar with the Tabon man or the caveman, if you heard about the Tabon cave, the first person who lived in the Tabon cave before, yung mga sinaunang taong nanirahan sa kuweba, ayan, they're one of the possible descendants. So they just come here to sell their finished products on that part. And to share their culture. And also to continue practicing on how to read and write with their dying alphabet. So their ancient alphabet called Ibanan. On that green board, that's their ancient alphabet. Ayan. So some of them stay for a couple of weeks or months. Then after that, they're going back to the mountain. And another family comes here. So they take turns. Palitan sila. They come and go. So they call it Palawan. And what's their dialect also called? Palawan. So you are lucky because before, you need to travel around 200 kilometers away from here. And 5 to 8 hours walking just to reach the entire village, just to see them. But now, they step away to share their culture while selling their finished products on that good. Ayan, so they can understand Tagalog, no? They can speak little bit of Tagalog, just like basic one. Ayan, atin na, pabalit din bakit? Ayan, okay, try to hold that one. Then we can pass it to our seatmates. After observing that resin, no? Ayan. So I'm showing you the very important traditional products of the tribes. So they call it bagtik.
To see.
It's not a stone, ha? It's a kind of sap or resin from a tree. Dagta siya ng kahoy. Ayan. So at first,
From the tree, you know the
sap.
you know the like when there's a like a liquid coming out from the tree.
Oh, that's the one?
And it's
Yeah, when you cut the tree, there's just come out. So at first, madam, it is a sticky liquid. Then after a couple of weeks or months, it turns into solid like that. And that's the time that they can only harvest and sell it in lowland, here in the lowland. So that is the main ingredients or materials and making varnish or chillax. Smells good, mabango siya. Fiberglass, paints, and the related products are so flammable. You can burn that resin. Pampalingas dito sa baba. Yan, dito sa amin. So since time immemorial, they use that for barter trade. Exchange with other country before, since time immemorial. Yan yung ginamit nila pampalitan nung nagkaroon tayo ng barter system. Ayan, and this one, this is their native backpack or bag up in the mountain. So they call it bakid. So this is what they use to carry their products. And they said, if there's something inside, pag may laman na daw, there is simply tie it up to cover. So it won't color exactly out. Ayan, so if it's heavy, there's a head support. So they put on their head to carry more weights. Aside from the shoulder strap, made of rattan, so durable, and they do like this. Yan, they carry it up and down from the mountain. And they can carry more or less 30 to 50 kilos at the back of their body. Also, baby or the kid, they put baby inside their backpack. Yan, dala-dala yan nila lakad-lakad. And then they have a musical instruments. Okay, I know that you're almost familiar with the agong or gong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the two small, they call it sanang. So those musical instruments are now few hundred years old, handed down by their ancestors. Minana pa nila. So they don't need that because we don't have metals before. So it's only a proof or evidences that their tribe before had already a trading relationship or barter system. And exchanging the products na between the Southeast Asia. Since time immemorial, that's why they have metal craft. And this one is their native drum. Yan, they call it gimbal. So it's made of hollow wood that they carve with animal skin on top. So they put cow skin. Sometimes this the bear cat skin, snake skin, or other animals in the mountain. Yan, you can play, madam. So they use their musical instruments during rituals, prayers, harvest time, and important tribal events. And here, they don't dance to entertain tourists or visitors. Because tribal dances are
skin of the cow.
which are sacred or banal. Banal sa kanila yung sayaw. So, they only do dance at the really important tribal events on their tribe. But they can share some of their music.
Kakang, dami nito.
Okay, so before the arrival of modern guitars, those 6 strings or those electric guitar, the Palawan tribe have their own. So 2 strings guitar. And this one considered as one of the oldest guitar here in the Philippines. So they call it Kudyapi. Ayan. So they have their own way to play on how to play this one. Together with the 6 strings bamboo, they call it pagang. So the first music that they're going to share to us, they call it kulilal. It means courtship song or paraan ng panliligaw. Harana, love song.
Supposed to be courting, right? Why is that looking?
Nasa na magkarang din yun? Yan, inuubos si tatay kaya hindi siya makapagkanta.
Ayan po.
Ayan, okay. That's the sample, no? Or that's their way kung paano sila magligaw or courtship song. And the other types of kudyapi. So they call it bagit. So bagit in their term, it means bird song.
Mana?
Ayan, bagit sa salita nila.
Iyan mo ka. Pumulong ko yung pagkulo. Lumpad ikaw.
Oh. Ayan.
Eh, mahirang magwapo yun.
Ayan, okay. That's their kudyapi pa, no? So the musics are more about nature. So they make voices about birds, animals, and fruits. Nahihiya yung mga binata. Ayan, and this one, it looks like a very simple musical instruments. They call it arding. So it's just a piece of palm that they shape like this, and they put beeswax for adjustment, and they play it through vibration. Ayan, so they call it arding. Sabi mo?
Nice.
The sound, huh?
Ayan. So that's their arding. Ayan, now they're going to show us their hunting tools. So the Palawan tribe, they're a hunter-gatherer. They're seasonal plant and farm during this start of rain season. And the rest of the year, they hunt for their foods and gather wild crops. Now they're hunting tools. Ayan, okay, try to hold that one. Ayan, that one, no, they call it ligid. So it looks like a very simple common spear, but around 100 years old. Handed down by the great-great-grandfather. So they just only changed the handle. Also from trading. Ayan, galing pa sa trading, kaya meron din silang spear. Ayan, that one, they call it ligid. And this one, they call it surayang. So this one, it looks like an harpoon. Ayan, mukha siyang harpoon, no? But this is not for fishing. They use it as wild animals for trapping. So once they have a target, or if there's a wild pig or wild boar, they throw it from a distance. Example, once it hits the target, once na natamaan, it first run gets stuck because of the hook. So when the target runs away, these two will separate. And this piece of batan will serve as anchor or ankla. It will hang on the bushes or at the roots, so the target will cannot run away. Matatrap na siya. So that's the time that they can easily follow up with the another spear. So they're going to use this first, then they will just follow up with ligid. Ayan. Ate, maman, paborito mo patampios? Okay, so here in Palawan, we have lots of species of squirrels. At least 5 species of squirrels. And the Palawan tribe, they have their own way how to communicate or how to call the squirrels. So they call it tampios. Ayan, ito yung ginagamit nila. Ayan, so it's just a piece of bamboo. Ayan, especially in the mountain, they use that to attract or to communicate with the spirits.
So when you put the one, the squirrel will come here?
Yes, madam. Especially in the mountain. Especially in the mountain, there's a lot of squirrels.
The squirrel will come here. Is the way they call the squirrel.
Squirrels and the birds like that. Ayan, that's how they call the squirrels or the birds. And in their tribe, they don't use bow and arrow or pana. So what they have is a blowgun. But they call it supukan or sumpit, no? Pang malayo ang target for long range target. Ayan, palibas na kan? Ate, pabalik. Ayan. So it's made of two barrel bamboo that they put smaller inside to make it stronger. And the front side made of beeswax to focus the sight. So they're going to show us on how to use this one and the target, the board over there. The wild sheep or the wild boar. Okay? Pati na apat din yung magpaborito. Pati naman nung anadin mo, basta. Anday dakan. Ayan, okay, watch them. Hot? Matap? Na, kaya sabat na. Okay, last shots.
Oh shit. Wow, nice.
Ayan, so that's their blow gun. Ayan, kaya kasugat niya. Ayan, so they can hit much farther from that. It depends on how strong they can blow. So they need to blow it hard. Yan, kailangan talaga malakas, no? Para malayo din yung kanyang marating. So if they hunt bigger animals, they put poison. Yan, naglalagay sila ng laso na the poison that came from plant. This one po, one of the main ingredients in making the poison. They call it tita. But if just like this, it's not a poison. So there's still a process. So first, they need to collect the sap, extract it, and mix it to the other plants, and cook it in a slow fire to become sticky liquid. So they use it in case against their enemies or bad guys. And once it hits the target, once matamaan po, yan, in just not 2 minutes, the target will die. But even they use the poison to kill the animals, they simply wash it with water, and the poison disappeared. Nawawala lang siya. So they can safely eat the meat. So that's the wonder of nature. But once it hits the human or like us, pag tayo, in just 2 minutes then, say goodbye. And there's no antidote for that one. Patay talaga pag sa tao. So on that frame, doon po, that's the real poison that starts on the glass frame. Yan. So they have different darts for different types of targets. So they have darts for birds, squirrels, monkeys, or wild boar. Back in the mountain, those are parts of their main diet. So of course here, they don't shoot birds and squirrels anymore because they have a good show with the project. And whatever tradition that they have, at the end of the day, they can share it. So they can buy lots of foods or other needs in the market. So they're less into hunting wild animals. And the last one, they're going to show us on how to make a fire. By reso of flames or a piece of metal, and they have their own cotton. So through friction, and they call it santikan. Nakaya? Nakaya? Ayan, so two strikes. Now you can see the smoke coming out from the cotton. So what they need now are dry leaves or dry grass to make bigger fire. Yan, andun blow. Nakapon nga, manong nga. Natin. Na kaya di mo pag ginawa na nga. Ampa, gang beses. Na makasama.
Baga na.
So the flint, you can find it around the village. Under cotton, they scrape it from the young shoots of palm.
Oh.
Napatay na. Saka matches, no use din kasi nagmo-moist up in the mountain. Kasi malamig po sa kanila. Napatay kayo magdakat. Ayan, and that one naman, there is their torch or light up in the mountain. So it's a pure sap inside po, no? That they wrap it with leaves. Any dry leaves. Pure sap, but different from the solid one. Different from the bagtik. So one foot of that, or one foot of this, it can last for several nights, 3 to 5 nights. It depends on how they use this one. And part of it can treat some illness, like stomach ache or headache, or sa mga binat, at can be also used for aromatherapy and insect repellent. So they call it salang or sahing. Na kaya marango? Na, thanks samba. Yan, smells good to siya ha. Yan, smells good sir. Mabango yun siya. Ayan mo. Minus na tayo, ma'am. Minus na something. Ayan, di call it salang or sahing.
Salang.
Opo, salang. Ayan, okay pa, no? So that's it. Ayan, so they're the tribe Palawan. So now you can take picture with them. Ayan, you can take picture with the tribes on that part. Then, after taking picture with the tribes, that's the time that you can take picture with their python. And to say thank you in their dialect, makansang salamat. That's their thank you.
Makansang salamat.
Yes po. Makansang.
Yeah, not